Welcome to www.killthatnoise.com. I'm your boy, the Cameron McMahon. I got my man Joe Son with me.
Yes, sir.
And today we have the pleasure of being with us. USC grad transfer, UNC Tar Heel,
Yeah,
Khaliel Rodgers. Man, glad to have you.
appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
All right, Khalil. Now, we know you're a graduate from USC.
Yeah,
You decided to transfer. You were kind of stuck between two schools, North Carolina and Iowa State.
yeah.
Walk us through the process. What made you choose North Carolina?
I think for one thing with North Carolina, it was probably just how close it was to home compared to Iowa State. You
Right.
know, um, even like taking that whole matter and looking back at it, it just I know when I originally came into the recruiting process in high school, um, I had offers from everywhere. All the
Right.
big time schools, all the small time schools, and I eventually picked the big time school. So
Mhm.
Right.
this time around, I didn't want to go that route. I wanted to pick the
Right.
school that was exactly for me, whether it was bigger or not. And
Right.
North Carolina and Iowa State kind of fit that type deal. They're not that much big as compared to USC or Notre Dame or
Right.
like that.
Right.
But I felt like North Carolina was a school that just fit perfect for me. It was 50-minute flight from home.
Right.
Uh, I was making trips back and forth to home. It was just closer, man. I have a child as well, so it
Okay.
was just a good fit for me, man. And then also to add on the coaching staff that was there, Coach
Mhm.
Fedora, Coach Cap, and then a few coaches that I've had previously before at USC. They were also there, So I just felt like it was a great fit for me, and I think the only really deciding factor over Iowa State was just how close it was at home.
Right.
Okay. Gotcha.
So being that, if I'm not mistaken, I read that you played high school ball in Maryland, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken. Um,
yeah,
so, and you said you have a son, and that's who benefited the most from it. We know, and always big ups to that for being a father and taking that into consideration.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
yeah.
what did kind of say so? How did that feel for your family to actually be able to show up to some games if need be, rather
I mean,
than flying
it,
across?
it meant the world to me this year. When I was at USC, my parents had only been to two games. They've been to two games,
Right.
showing and I did a whole 4 years there, and they only been to two
Right.
games, so it was kind of a struggle. So just being at UNC, 50-minute flight, they'll probably drive down. They probably seen about eight or nine games this year.
Yeah.
Including my son being there as well to see me play. And my son and my parents actually came to my senior night.
Oh
That
yeah.
meant the world to me because that was something that I wanted them to be a part of. So
Absolutely.
it's been a blessing to have my family there and watch me play.
Okay. Now, the big question I feel that needs to be addressed, that I feel everybody wants to know, it's about you retiring.
Yeah.
Can you walk us through the process? I think I read on Facebook that you said health was a big issue, or the health that comes first. Can you walk us through the process? What led you
Uh,
to retiring?
I probably say in my statement, I kept them as general as possible just to defer
Right.
a lot of attention from different media sites and reporters,
Mhm.
and I wouldn't say it was so much even to the littlest extent of being like a health reason why. I mean, I just stated as that's everybody's worries and
Right.
concerns when you play this game is your health,
Absolutely.
obviously. Whether you're making millions of bucks or you're just playing at a collegiate level, I mean, health is always important. So I didn't want to put it all on my health. Like it never was that. I never tried to put it as that. But I felt as though some
Exactly.
people try to, But
Right.
for me, it was just I was just stating all aspects, of what I wanted to do in the next step of my life, And but at that time of my life, man, it was pretty a dark moment for me, People don't understand like being a student athlete, man. It's a lot,
Exactly.
It
Yes.
really is a lot, and
Absolutely.
the trials and tribulations that I went through at USC, they kind of carried over to when I got to North Carolina, transitioning and having a new team and dealing with issues at home. It can be
Hmm.
hard at sometimes, and me trying to juggle all that at once, I felt like during at that moment, uh, I was at the darkest time of my life, and I'm actually releasing a letter to the Tar Heel family, in about a couple of days, just to express what
Awesome.
was really going on, and that time, my moment was just a very low time, and and I'm okay with that, because at the end of the day, I'm human, and
Right.
I can
Absolutely.
go and play in front of 100,000 fans, and still come home and deal with the same problems that them fans may be doing on their own.
Exactly.
So at that moment of retirement, man, I feel like it was an ill-advised choice that I made. Um, and I felt like I moved too fast on it. I was dealing with some problems at home, and
Mhm.
I just felt like at the time football wasn't important at that moment.
Right.
Gotcha.
But as soon as I get home, and being away from football for like maybe a few days, it just crushed me because it actually like really like hit me like, dang, like your life is football.
Right.
You
Right.
can't just leave something that you love, that you've been playing since the age of 6, and you just up and leave, and now it's like your heart's going like you don't know what to do with you. Like I'm waking up in the morning like, dang, like
Right.
I don't know what to do,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
my whole life has been dedicated to football. So I look at it as a tough time in my life, but also as the biggest lesson in my life. Um, being able just to understand my situation and talk to my coaches and my dad, and finally get to come back. And the first thing I did, when I came back is I told my head coach that I wanted to talk to the team before I even put any pads on.
Right.
I
Right.
wanted to my
That's
team,
respect. That's
yeah,
respect.
be a
Yes,
man
sir.
and let them know that no matter what you're going through, you can't let a certain situation define the rest of what you got going on.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to make that clear with them and let them know that I was 100%. But that time of my life of my retirement, was definitely the biggest learning experience for me.
Right.
Like I said, everybody goes through something, and it's just all how you deal with it. And like I said, this would be a lesson for me, for my child growing up. Like this is something that I can use to let other people know, like certain situation that's going on in your life, you can always look past it and move
Yes, sir.
forward
Yes,
in a
sir.
progressive way.
Absolutely.
Man,
Yeah,
definitely appreciate that explanation. I know a lot of people wondered about those things, and
yeah,
you mentioned uh, about the respect that you had for your team to be able to do those things.
Right.
So,
yeah,
and I know the season didn't go as expected. You
yeah.
know, so I want to know like what was it that kept the motivation? You know, for the team to finish strong. We know you played Miami in a good game, played them
Yeah,
close, and then but ultimately lead what motivation ultimately led to winning 2 in a row uh, and the first home victory against Western Carolina. Like what was it that kept that motivation regardless
I
of how
mean,
the
it's
season
just
was going?
I just think, man, it's just all about like playing for your brother, man. I was dealing with a team who was just young, and I've been there, done that. I played in front of a million fans, and had those big time game moments, and it just had a team, that were young, and they haven't really
Right,
experienced certain situations, so I can really understand. But I know for me personally, what I did is just try to gather everybody up around me and say, you know what, we can ball just like they ball, and like we can ball better than
right,
them. So
Absolutely.
I think you just had to pick each other up, pick each other, your brothers. These are the guys that you train with. You go on trips with, you do everything with. So I just felt like if we all just came closer as brothers, no matter how the
definitely,
season is going, a victory is a victory. You feel me? That's
right.
how it is. So I just felt like that probably what got us through the season and got those the wins that we had. Just sticking together and being each other's brother.
Right.
Definitely. So I know a lot of coaches, especially Coach Fedora, they pointed out a lot of times about the senior leadership that stood out on
Yeah,
that North Carolina team. And we know throughout the season, the seniors were banged up quite a bit.
yeah,
Pro was out with broken clavicle. You delayed surgery to
yeah,
play. Cam Dillard, returned with a broken hand. Just to
yeah.
name a few. Spain, Donnie Miles, Andre Smith. A bunch of things were going on. But what message throughout all this injuries and battling people choosing to play do you hope as a senior going out that the people under you could take from this and move forward in this program?
It's probably just, man, just like I said before, man, you just got to fight for your brother. It's just we all went through our injuries during the season. It was just like this is our last go around. We got to give it our all. Like we can't let y'all down because we don't want y'all in our position and you letting the younger ones down. So
Right.
Right.
um, we just try to be the utmost like respectful, um, hard working men that we could as seniors, man. Just to show them like this is the way this is the Tar Heel way. Even though, grad transfers like me, Brandon Harris, and Cam Dillon just came on
Yeah.
board, but we bought into what Coach Fedora was trying to preach, and being a hardworking dude, no matter what the situation is, you keep going out
Right.
there fighting. And you're the underdog against Miami. You keep going out there fighting.
Definitely.
Against Pittsburgh, you fight. No matter what team it was, you just go out there and fight.
Right.
And that's what I hope to lead the younger guys, to just fighting for your brother, man, and never giving up, because that's what all really, really matters. And if you look at the top teams around the country, like Alabama, Ohio State, and them guys, them dudes have a brotherhood. Like, they fight for their brothers.
Definitely.
So that's definitely one thing I will sure leave with them, leaving out.
Right. Now, let me ask you this. Going back to the retirement question, I feel I'm gonna put myself in the shoes of a general manager, of an owner, of a coach. If I'm gonna take a chance on you, what do you have to tell me? What are you gonna tell me to ensure that you're 100% committed to me, to my organization if I draft you?
Well, I just know 100%. Like, I've been playing this game since I was 6. Like,
Right.
Okay.
this is something that's been a part of my life. And again, I'm human. Like, everybody goes through a certain situation, and I guarantee you that GM has somebody on that team that went through a similar situation or even worse situation that involved, police and all different types of things.
Right.
But I just know what type of guy I am, and my name ring bells when it comes to hard work. That's the type of person I am. Like, I've never been the one to slouch, never been the one to give up on the field. I've always been a hardworking dude and gave all I got. And if they don't want to take a chance on me, I mean, respectively, that's on them. But I know what I bring to the table, and I'm a good player, a real good player.
Okay.
And man, you take a pick on me, it's really no more talking. I just got to show you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, but even like, if I would go deeper into it, I mean, I look at my situation is I can see as what they would come off as alarming and okay, it's a retirement, but I also look at it as like, man, like, it's a lot of people out here doing some wild, crazy things, getting in trouble,
Yep.
assaults and all that. And for my 5 years being in college football, like, my plate's been clean through the whole deal.
Right.
Never been caught with drugs, never been reprimanded in any type of way. Always handle myself with respect to everybody I've ever met. Even transferring from USC, they still say nothing but good things about me. I just talked to Coach Helton not too long ago. I'm actually doing the USC Pro Day as well. I never left off a bad foot over there.
That's awesome, man.
Yes, sir.
That's just how I am. So I know for sure that a GM is going to ask that question to me, and I know he's going to do his homework, and he's going to get back that, hey, he's still a hardworking kid, and that dude will fight his butt off for you.
Yeah. Let me say this before he goes to the next question. I respect the decision, especially in the light of all these suicides and things that's going on here, and even in our sport,
Right.
So I respect the decision and the time to take that you need to prepare you mentally to go to the next place. So that's respect, man.
Yes,
No doubt. Yeah, I mean, if you see today, man, it's a lot of things going on with college athletes we really sweep under the rug, and that's where I was at fault at. I mean, I released a statement and I try to sweep things under the rug, just to defer the attention that we don't really want, But I mean, just for instance, the Washington State dude,
Yeah.
I mean, all respect and all fairness to his family, but that kid was probably dealing with something that probably is at my situation was way lighter,
Right.
I was dealing with something that was really, really like disastrous and was really like hurting me. And obviously he took that route, but you never know what goes on with these college students, because we go through so much, man, especially being a college athlete. Exactly. We go through so much and it's swept under the rug and people don't really know.
Definitely. Now, what are you doing physically and mentally now to prepare for the combine and for the draft?
Man, I'm grinding. This is about my third week I've been at it every day. I came in at like 330 pounds, man. I'm down to 312.
Okay.
Work. Yes, sir.
My first pro day is March 21st. at USC, so I'm planning on getting down to 300. Just getting the healthiest, the best Khaliel Rodgers you can think of, man. Just mentally, spiritually, physically, man. I'm lifting my butt off
No
in the
doubt.
weight room.
No doubt.
You know, I'm just enjoying. I'm really enjoying the time right now. You know, I've done a lot in college. You know, and having my degree, you know, it's
Yeah.
kind of cool just to sit back and just wake up. And the only thing you got to worry about is football right now. You know,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
taking care of your body, man. It's such a blessing. So I wake up every day with high spirits, ready to grind, man. It's weird, man. I go to the track and I'm like anxious to run on the track. Never happened for a lineman, man. Like
Never.
I'm just anxious, you know. So every day, man, I'm waking up thankful just to go out there and grind and put in more work because when I go to those pro days, man, I just want to prove people like, man, he's the real deal.
Right.
I wanted to prove to all these scouts like he's the real deal, like everything, man. I just want to go in there and confident knowing I put the work in.
Exactly. So we know moving into the pro day, you say you haven't won at USC. We know at USC you spent some time playing between center and guard.
Yeah.
But particularly there was one season that you were moved to the other side of the ball.
Yeah.
So talk to me. Let us know what kind of benefits you think did that give you or advantages going into these pro days, or how it helped you on the field, being able to see both sides.
I only played the one side for one game, but I did training camp on the defensive side as well. But I really think it really helped my game a lot just because I kind of have the whole offensive schemes down packed and all the combination blocks and who you identify as Mike and all that. But just to get it from a defensive perspective of what gaps they hold and all that, it was really amazing for me because it really opened my eyes of how they really defend, man. It's crazy. But I think as especially for me, probably seeing myself as a center in the league, it helps me out tremendously, man, because it's a lot of things that I didn't think how a defensive lineman would think, you know.
Right.
And that helped me a lot, you know. It really helped me. Yeah.
So let me ask you: if a GM comes to you and say, "Hey, I want to draft you, but I want to put you at defensive tackle," would you be willing to take on that challenge?
No doubt, man. I mean, at the end of the day, man, Miles got to get fed, man.
Yeah.
Got to get fed. So I gotta take whatever opportunity comes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let me ask you, what's your personal goals that you taking in to now with this training? Say, this is what I need to work on, and this is what I want to go out at these pro days and show that I can do. That probably was some questions coming.
Well, I know physically was my weight, you know, at a playing weight, and my goal is to play at 300 even. I want to play at 300 pounds. I felt that was my best. I thought I was the best when I was at 300 pounds. So that's one of my main goals, and which I'm almost completing now. But other than that, you know, just maintaining the smartness, you know, whiteboard, keeping that clean up there, you know. Also, man, just keep on gaining relationships, man, and never like burning bridges, man. Whoever you meet, that's kind of been my thing for this year, man. It just
yes, sir.
It's something that's always been taught to me, but I'm taking it to the next level. So any and every person I meet, you never know who they know. You know, their next door neighbor might be a scout or a GM. You just never know, man. So I just take it with everybody with full respect, and everybody who I meet, you know, that's probably like one of the things outside of football, but also it can lead into football, you know.
Right.
Things that are my goals is just giving everybody respect and treating them well, you know. But other than that, man, it's just being healthy for pro day and putting them numbers up, man, and it goes from there.
Right. Now, being that you played at USC, I'm assuming you're the guy at California. You're the one showing those guys around. When you're not training with them, when you're not getting ready for the draft, what are you doing to keep busy? What do you enjoy doing?
So we go to this guy, Dr. Manassa. This guy gets your body right, like massages, like the whole nine, man. He gets your body right, like the cracking your back, you know. I visit him at least like four or five times a week, man. Because usually we'll wake up at like 6 in the morning, and we won't get done till around like 1:30, 2 o'clock. So
Okay.
after that, you're pretty tired. You want to come home, rest,
Right.
see my son a little bit, and then by the time that is, it's probably about like 6 or 7 o'clock. So after that, I go shoot to him, and he get my body right, man. That's pretty much what it is, man. It's no like I'm pretty much older now, man. I'm not really into the whole partying deal or any of that.
Right.
Those guys are not either. So it's like we're kind of like all business right now, man.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
when we have our off times, you either resting, talking to the fam, or you going to see Dr. Manassa getting your body right. When you get out, I feel like you come out here, man. I got to take y'all to him and get your body
Shouts out to the doc.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Really.
Yep. Now, obviously, we went through your Twitter. I found out that you're an Eagles fan. So
yeah,
I need a score prediction. What you got?
Man, I want to say it's going to be. I want to say 28-21, man.
28-21.
28-21.
There it is.
But it's going to be like tied till like the fourth.
Okay.
What's the key? Being that you play it, let me see where your coaching mind at. What do the Eagles have to do coming in?
Who defense lasts longer is going to win the game, and I personally think Eagles defense is going to last.
Right.
I mean, the efficiency down the line all year, their D line, the whole defense has been amazing, and that's kind of been the fall for teams the past few games playing them. Is they really can't sustain beating that defense up like they can, and they eventually pull it out for the Eagles. So I feel like the Eagles D coming there and lock things down is going to make things free and open for, our guys to do our thing on offense.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be, I mean, don't get me wrong, man. Tom Brady is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. It seems like he always finds a way, man. And but I mean, I actually was in tears, man, the last time they played. I think it was 2004, man. I'm an Eagles fan, bro. I was in tears when they beat us, man. So I take this to heart. So
payback.
We pull it off.
Payback, definitely.
Yeah.
So what we do want to do, man, before we get out of here, we want to shoot you some rapid fire questions, just some, some choice questions, kind of see where you stand on some things, man. Yeah. So, here we go. I want to start out with this one, the popular one. MJ or LeBron?
LeBron, easy.
Easy money. Okay.
Okay, you got PS4 or Xbox?
PS4.
Oh,
PS4.
Yeah.
Gatorade or Powerade?
I'm going to have to go with Powerade.
Oh, you seem a little... Coke or Pepsi?
Man, to be honest with you, I haven't had Pepsi or Coke in like 10 years, man.
Oh, wow.
Seriously.
That's amazing.
Seriously.
Hey,
yeah.
That's a testament to the work, brother.
Yes,
bro.
Testament to the work.
Yeah. I haven't had it. If I did, though, I'd probably just say Coca-Cola because my dad drink that all the time.
Yeah.
All right.
One question I have to ask.
Okay, go ahead.
In your headphones, game time. What's your top three that you got playing in your ear?
Meek Mill, and Meek Mill.
Okay. That's the Philly background.
Yeah, man. That's all we listen to is Meek.
That's that East Coast.
Yeah. That's all we listen to.
On the PS4, Madden or 2K?
Madden. I'm not a 2K guy. I can get more. I feel like it's more real when the Madden's involved. I feel like 2K is all gamble.
What?
Yeah, dudes missing shots, dudes making crazy shots. Like I feel like Madden more realistic.
What's your best game in PS4? Madden?
I'm a big fan of the GTA series though. Like I've been playing Grand Theft Auto like since like PlayStation 2.
Right.
I'm actually I don't even own a console anymore. I just play my friends. He got his downstairs, but when I did, I had the PlayStations and all, but I played Grand Theft Auto. Every time it came out, I either go grab a console or grab when the next game came out for the GTA. So that's probably a game that I like.
Okay.
So let me ask, who was the greatest Mike? Jackson, Tyson, or Jordan?
You gotta go Michael Jackson, man.
Oh,
I mean, he he's the best entertainer in history, by far.
okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
You gotta. Man, I come from a household who mom like my mom. When I say my mom cried for days when Michael Jackson died,
Oh yeah.
yeah, man,
Serious.
it's serious. So
So if
Mike is that guy.
they saw this interview and you don't pick Michael Jackson, mom's gonna have a couple
You're in
words for
trouble.
you.
What? Man, Michael Jackson. But I'm telling you though, he the GOAT, man. Michael Jackson.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Now we got seafood or steak.
Oh, seafood. I could eat seafood all day.
What's your favorite? If you had to one final dish, what you got?
One final dish. Either shrimp, lobster, or scallops.
Scallops. Okay.
And you can mix that up any way you want to. That's what I'm going out with.
I'm too country to get with that, so I'm gonna let y'all East Coast folks have it.
Love seafood. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And my final one: Drake or Lil Wayne.
I gotta go Lil Wayne, man. People
Weezy.
might hate me, but I think Lil Wayne is the best rapper ever.
Okay. Even
Ever.
above Jay-Z.
Yeah. I personally, I believe, man, from culturally, like changing the game culturally, and just metaphors and lyrics, it's Lil Wayne, man.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you a tough one then. Game day, you have one choice: Meek Mill, Lil Wayne.
I gotta go Meek though. It's just like
He get you ready.
Meek is like Meek is.
He gets you hyped.
I mean, I don't know, man. It's weird. It's like my enemy is like Meek Mill, the best ever, but like respectively speaking to all rappers, I gotta go with Lil Wayne.
Absolutely.
Before Meek was here, Lil Wayne was my guy. Like,
Right.
but,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, they both got some great catalog though.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So hey, we're gonna wrap it up and finish it up. Hey, I do appreciate it. You want to shout out anybody or anything that's going on?
Shout out my son, man, Khaliel Jr., you know, my family. Shout out y'all, man, for even having me. Shout out God, because without him, none of this is possible.
Absolutely.
So,
Yes, sir. Yes,
again,
sir.
man, I appreciate y'all for letting me on here and speak my mind, man.
No
Yes,
problem.
sir. Appreciate. Again, we were joined by my man Khaliel Rodgers. This is www.killthatnoise.com. I'm the Cameron McMahon. My man Joe's son. Big ups to Khaliel. Hey,
Yeah.
tune in next time.
If you enjoyed the content, please make sure to drop a thumbs up. Also, please make sure to subscribe for all your latest sports news. Please visit us on the web, www.killthatnoise.com. Signing out.